All right, guys, so we got to talk about Ron DeSantis, who just had a moment, in my opinion, that if he had more of these moments, okay, if he took this to national television, if he took this to the mainstream liberal media, if he just was like this more, okay, if he showed more of the testosterone, right? Some of that testicular fortitude, right? He probably would be a lot higher in the polls. Okay, this the Ron DeSantis that I like to see. This the Ron that I knew before he decided to run for president. As he set this woke questioner straight at a conference in which he was talking about COVID-19. Okay, he was holding a press conference about it, and he got a curveball question related to the mass shooting in Jacksonville that took place, I think, a couple weeks ago, in which you had black people who were targeted by a white guy who was racist, according to the manifesto, right? According to the media. So, again, Ron DeSantis gets falsely accused of allowing black people to die in the streets and being a racist and wanting black people to be hunted down. And Ron finally decided to stand up for himself and to push back against this silly narrative when confronted on this by this woke questioner. Take a look.
Yes. Mr. Governor, I'd like to say thank you for your service as a military veteran. I'm a retired combat veteran as well.
What service?
U.S. Air Force.
Okay, thank you for your service.
So I'm here today because I'm one of the Americans who do not agree with all the policies. I feel that you have enacted policies that hurt people like myself, people that I love, the men and women who are my children. You have allowed weapons to be put on the street in the hands of immature, hateful people that have caused the deaths of the people who were murdered a couple of weeks ago. Trayvon Martin was not the first.
So first of all, I did not allow anything with that. Well, listen, excuse me. I'm not going to let you accuse me of committing criminal activity. I am not going to take that. I am not going to take that. So you should, if you want to have a civil conversation, that's one thing. Try to say that I'm letting, that guy was Baker acting. He should have been ruled ineligible, but they didn't involuntarily commit him, and so they.
Truth, sir. Please allow me.
No. There is the truth. There is something about the truth. It's not everyone doesn't have their own truth. No. You don't get to come here and blame me for some madman. That is not appropriate, and I'm not going to accept it.
You have allowed people to hunt people like me.
Oh, that is nonsense. That is such nonsense. We've done more to support law enforcement in this state than anybody throughout the United States. Our crime rate in Florida is at a 50-year low. We have enacted policies so that people have a chance to live in safety. We have attracted people to come to this state in large part because we've had a commitment to public safety. So the notion that somehow we're not supportive of safety is absurd. And we've put our money where our mouth is. We've put support behind policies to hold people accountable who hurt other people. You haven't seen us releasing people from prison. When they hurt, when you do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I love this. I want to see more of this from Ron DeSantis, right? I want to see more of this from Ron DeSantis, and it has nothing to do with the GOP primary or his polls getting better. It's not even that. It's just more about I just want to see more Republicans in general stand up for themselves. Push back against this nonsense, because every smear that they throw against Trump, every smear they throw against DeSantis, every smear they throw against Vivek Ramaswamy, all of these smears, no matter who you support, they all are smears at the Republican Party and the conservative movement as a whole, right? So when they come out here and they accuse Ron DeSantis of enacting policies that basically allow black people to be killed, even though, again, it's just not true, and we're going to get more into that, like how silly this claim is. But when they come out and they say stuff like that, when they smear this Republican's racist and yada, 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 and they want to kill black folk, when they say stuff like that, they're not just smearing DeSantis. They're also smearing Trump. They're also smearing everybody else. So when I see Ron DeSantis stand up for himself, that's also him standing up for the party. And that's how the party needs to stand up to these race hustlers. Okay? Because that man, I'm not sure if he's black or what. I believe he was black. But that man knows damn well Ron DeSantis is not responsible for what happened in Jacksonville. Ron DeSantis has nothing to do with that. Ron DeSantis was booed while showing up to a vigil to show support, and with cash in hand as well too, for the HBCU that allegedly was a target of the mass shooting, but the guy ran away when he saw security. Allegedly, that's what happened. Ron DeSantis showed up to show support with a ton of resources, and these people booed him. They booed him and tried to blame him for what happened. And it's a disgusting tactic from the left that I'm sick and tired of. It doesn't matter what the subject is. They immediately politicize it, and they use people's deaths, people losing their lives, as a political tool. When it comes to climate change, every so-called natural disaster, climate change, and then they turn around and blame Republicans as if Republicans can do a damn thing about climate change. They can't. Okay? But again, because they think that their voters are dumb, they literally are out here connecting anybody that dies as a result of a natural disaster. They say, well, that's climate change, and it's Republicans' fault. Republicans got blood on their hands, right? Again, with mass shootings. If there's not a race narrative, okay, if it's just guns, oh, well, it's Republicans' fault because Republicans allow people to defend themselves. If there's a race narrative, oh, it's Republicans' fault because the guy was racist. He was white, right? He was white. But when there's a black mass shooter that kills a white person over race, what is a hate crime, these people are silent. They don't take responsibility for the racism that they push on a daily basis in the mainstream liberal media. They don't. They don't ask questions. Well, why did this black mass shooter kill a white person because they're white? They never ask questions about it, right? And then you want to talk about black lives and who is allowing black people to die and who's not. Like Ron DeSantis said, under my leadership, we've brought down crime in this state. We made this state safer, which by definition means that more than likely, he's probably saved a ton of black lives, because the people that are disproportionately affected by the crime are black people, and the people that disproportionately commit the crimes are black people. So Ron DeSantis getting tough on crime is great for law-abiding black citizens. So again, explain to me how Ron DeSantis is not making it safe for black folks. The best thing you can do for black folks is to be tough on crime. Ask all the black people in the 90s who were begging for Joe Biden's crime bill. That was successful. That worked. Black people wanted it. But again, I guarantee you this guy, he won't go to Democrats and these Democrat-run cities that have allowed criminals to run rampant to kill black people left and right in a mass shooting almost every day. Look at a city like Chicago. Black people dying left and right. He's not going to go to Brandon Johnson and say, why are you allowing black people to die like this? You're promoting policies that allow black people to die. Blood is on your hand. It's your fault they died. He wouldn't do that. He would never do that. Nobody ever does that. Nobody ever asks Democrats, why are you responsible for so many black people dying in this country? Are you racist? Because to me, that's the most racist thing, is to come out here and say, I'm going to defund the police and allow criminals to have all the guns. I'm going to put illegals in your communities. I'm going to destroy your neighborhood. That to me is more racist than saying, hey, I'm going to lock up more criminals. I'm not going to push queer studies in African-American history. I'm not going to let teachers talk to your kids about sex and gender. I'm not going to allow your kids to be indoctrinated in school. I'm going to try to teach them financial literacy to make sure they at least know a little bit about money before they graduate high school. I'm not going to allow open racial discrimination in my state. I'm going to allow you to arm yourself to defend yourself. That to me all sounds very pro-black, right? That's a pro-black agenda. Not to mention abortion. Throw that in there too. So again, it blows my mind how we live in a society where people are questioning Republicans about why Republicans are allowing black people to die, or Republicans wanting black people to die, or promoting policies for black people to die, when the policies that are responsible for the most deaths of black people in this country overwhelmingly come from Democrats. It's not even close. Most black people in this country are dying in these liberal cities that are run by Democrats. They're dying under Democrats' watch. And you questioning a Republican governor who has bought down crime, who's trying to make it safer for black folks? You're questioning him about whether or not he's responsible for black people losing their life? Again, these people are a joke. They're a joke. And this is why I'm happy that Ron DeSantis isn't just taking it. He's standing up to it and pushing back and saying, no, you're not going to do that to me. The next step is that he needs to take that to the media. He needs to do exactly what Vivek Ramaswamy is doing and get on the mainstream liberal media and start saying the same thing. When they out here talking about banning books, nah, we're banning explicit adult content in school. Here's the book. You think this belongs in school? Do you want your kids to see it? Let me put this in your kid's face and tell me whether or not you think this is cool. That's what you need to start doing. This is the Ron DeSantis I want to see. Okay? So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.